This is our last day in Brisbane. Tomorrow we hit the road towards Sydney, our final destination. And here we are, always impressed by the infrastructure for bicycles in this city. It's just amazing.
It's wet out this morning.
We just arrived in Byron Bay and out of the blue. And so we get to ride with the pack. Today we're visiting the Koala Hospital in Port Macquarie. Here you'll find a lot of animals that have been found injured on the side of the road, and just lately they've added this whole section behind me where you find many of the koalas that have been rescued from the bushfires that have affected the whole country this summer. This morning we've decided to take the day off. Well, we're now leaving the youth hostel we stayed at, and we have a scoop this morning. The Australian government has announced it's shutting its borders as of tonight, midnight. There will be no more flights, no more anything coming into this country. And there's also discussion about putting all the major cities, including Sydney, under lockdown. Also had a chit chat, Adrian and I, this morning about safety. We are now really getting concerned about the way this is going, but also our exposure in this. We always stay in youth hostels, camping, we're sharing kitchens, bathrooms, we're eating out every meal, and we're not in a good place. So we need to do something, and most important, we have to get to Sydney as soon as possible. This is, however, at least 4 days away now. So we're just a couple of days away now from Sydney, and we're down to eating whatever we can find that is still open. So we got on the road early this morning. The coronavirus crisis is getting more intense and a lot weirder by the day. We're not really sure what we're navigating into. But things are getting complicated, and logistically, particularly, hotels are starting to shut down, so are campgrounds. There's basically no restaurants left, and food is starting to run out. We've been able to find some food, so for dinner tonight, some rice with tuna and olive oil.
I'm sorry, so sorry. I'm
We've been on 4 different ferries today. This is the last one, which is taking us directly to Sydney. Alright, so this is a big moment. You can see the Opera House of Sydney right behind. We have been on the road now for 18 months, 28 countries. This is the end of an incredible journey amidst the coronavirus outbreak. Regardless, this is a moment for us. We did it. As we're approaching the harbor in Sydney, we can see here one of the boats that's been quarantined now for 10 days amidst the coronavirus. Unfortunately, we understand now most of the city is under lockdown. They've closed down Bonsai Beach today, so we're not too sure what we're getting into. But this is destination. This is where we've been trying to get for the last 18 months. We're now just passing the Opera House. And we can see here another ship that's been quarantined. Day 1 in Sydney. We found a little pad on Airbnb for half the price. We might be actually amongst the last foreigners in Australia. The borders are now closed. We've decided to stay here. It's too complicated for us to re-enter Canada right now. We will wait a bit and see what happens. And in the meantime, we're going to enjoy the comfort of an apartment. This is something we haven't had in a very long time. Although it is very simple, it's got everything we need, and it's the best location in the city. During the period of lockdown in Sydney, it is possible to go out and exercise, and there are no restrictions on that. As long as you are on the move, you cannot stop somewhere and just admire the beauty of the place. So you got to be moving. I'm taking advantage of this privilege to be on my bike here at least 4 hours a day, going around the city, discovering Sydney, and
believe them to be true. Don't care to think them through. I'm sorry, so sorry. I'm sorry, it's like this. I'm sorry, so sorry. I'm sorry, we do this.
we're trying to get to the Canadian consulate, figure a way out of the country. We can see people coming out of the bus there. This is a bus coming from the airport. It's going to a hotel. People will be under strict quarantine for 14 days, not allowed to leave their hotel rooms. Meals will be brought to them. And none of these windows actually opens. Today is April 6th in Sydney, Australia. This is second week the city is under lockdown. We're downtown trying to find some stuff that we absolutely need for our stay here. It's so weird. Sydney. This is the Opera House. Most famous landmark of Australia. This is Bondi Beach on a Saturday. We have been here now for a month and have not seen a single person on that beach as of yet. It's almost unfair that these people get the best view in town. So today is the first day of Bondi Beach reopening. This is a testing site here, a drive-through. And at this time, just about anybody in Australia who wants to get tested can. So things are good. I will see the beach down there. Adrian's coming with me this time. And so this is the scene at Bondi Beach this morning, the jewel of Sydney. It has been closed ever since we've arrived in Sydney now a month and a half ago. And it opened for the first time this morning. It is very limited access. You can come to the beach, get in the water, and as soon as you're done, you get off the beach. There's no staying here at all. It's just giving people access to the water. There's also the surfer area down there. And it's a big moment. There's media crews everywhere, people taking selfies. It's good news. No.
Be responsible for all others that are standing around. We do need you to clear the beach in order to have safe space for other people to use the beach as well. This is the only way that it will keep open. It is a privilege. Unfortunately, we can't have people standing around or on towels.
15th, we're going back to Canada tomorrow after 20 months away. I'm taking my bike today to go one last ride around town, see a couple of my favorite spots, say goodbye. I'm confident I already have videos of those places. So we're getting ready to go. We're just arrived at Sydney Airport. You can see there's a lot of checks now everywhere. We're alone.
Seek medical care if you have fever, cough, or difficulty breathing. If you have already booked your flight and wish to change your plans, you have the flexibility to change the date.
And so we've just arrived in Montreal. We are home after 2 years almost, and now we're just going to go in quarantine. This is the end of our adventure around the world. Thank you for following our story.